Hi everybody. In this tutorial we're going to take a look at how to record your screen using a built-in tool in Canvas called Kaltura. Now Kaltura isn't inherently built into Canvas, but we have a license to it. So this allows for you to record your screen with your voice. So you can do screen capture lectures or really any notes you want to give to your class, and they can be put right into Canvas and they're automatically closed captioned, which is great. So let me show you how to do this. So I'm inside of a course and you're going to see over here where it says Kaltura My Media. We need to activate that, but by default it's not activated. So in order to do that, you guys are going to come down here and you're going to click on Settings. From Settings, you're going to come over to the Navigation tab. And then you're going to make sure you find Kaltura My Media in this area. Now mine's up here at the top because I've already done that. But you're going to find it somewhere probably towards the bottom here. You're going to grab it and drag it up to the top so that you can see it and you can use it. When you've done that, don't forget to come down here and hit Save because no changes will be saved unless you do that. Once you have the Kaltura My Media button, you're going to click on it. This is the repository of Kaltura videos. I should have explained. Kaltura is our NKU's video company that we're using, product that we're using. So things that we put on Kaltura, you can pull into Canvas and you can see this is my library. Some of these things are things I've recorded and some are videos that have been put into my user space. So if you see things in here, it just means that you have been using a video in your course that we have stored out on our Kaltura server and you're pulling it into Canvas. Very, very common. Lots of people use this. But some of these things are things I have recorded, and that's what I'm going to show you. So once you're inside of here, over here where it says Add New, you're going to click on this blue box and you're going to choose Kaltura Capture, and that is this tool that allows you to capture your screen and record your voice and whatever's on your screen, as well as make this available inside of Canvas. And again, it closed captions it for you as well. So once you choose this, it's going to take you to the screen where it says it needs the desktop recorder. Now, I'm going to turn that off. Now, the first time you come here, you will need to download it to whichever you're on, Windows or Mac, in order for you to use the program. You only have to do that one time, and once you do that, it will automatically bring up this tool for you to use. So the very first time you have to do it, and after that, it will automatically launch this capture tool for you. So you see you have three options here. This is a webcam, your screen, and what audio you're using. So if you want to use a webcam, you would click on this drop down area and you would choose your webcam. I have a couple of them, so it's allowing me a choice. You don't see an option here because I just turned it off. To turn it back on, you would just click that button again, and there I am. Or turn it off if you do not want to use your webcam. And that just means that as you're recording your screen, you will also have a picture or a video of you. Some people really like that, some people don't, so you can turn it off or on. Here's another thing that's important. If you have dual monitors in your office, and many people do, when you click on screen, you're going to see a drop down here where you're going to see two different options. Now, I'm on just my laptop right now, so I only see one. But if you had two of them, you would see two options here, two monitors you'd see. And you have to choose the one that you want to actually capture. So how will you know which one you're on? When you click it, it will show you a preview inside of here of what it's going to record. So make sure you're choosing the monitor that works for you. I only have one, I guess, again, in this case. Audio, you could turn off audio, but that's kind of the idea of this, is you're probably recording your voice here. So you can though, or you can choose a different audio input. If you have a couple of different microphones, you can choose that from this option here. Okay, so once you have all of your options chosen, you're ready to record. You're going to hit record here and it's going to do a countdown for you, and then it's going to record what's on your screen. Oh, I should mention one more thing. Under screen, you can either do your full screen or you can actually choose to select a specific area. I recommend the full screen just because I think it's easier. You don't have to limit what you're showing, but that's up to you. All right, so we're going to hit record here and I'm going to show you what happens next. Okay, so we hit record There's a countdown. We've got our controls down here at the bottom. We talk, we bring up whatever it is we're talking about. So let's say it's this article that I have my students read. 21 things every 21st century educator should try this year. Okay, and let's say we're going to talk about it. And then let's say you're done. You can pause, of course, if you want to, or you can stop if you're done. So let's say that we're done. Oh, you can also annotate if you choose to. So we're going to go ahead and stop. Are we sure we want to stop? Yes, we're stopping. Okay, so then it takes you to an area where you can name this. So let's call this training recording. Give it a description, and you can do that. I won't in this case. So then you have an option at the bottom here where it says save and upload or just save. So I'm going to go ahead and save and upload because I want to actually place this somewhere in my course. So I'll go ahead and choose that now. Okay, so you can see here are all of my videos I have worked on. I can delete them from here. This is my library area, and you can see I'm at 10%. So we are going to need to give it a minute to go ahead and upload and to place itself inside of our Kaltura library. Now that may take, gosh, it may take a little while. Okay, it's uploaded now, but we're not going to see it in our area just yet. That took, from my experience, maybe half hour, 45 minutes maybe, depending on how long it is. So when it's done, you'll see it back in your Kaltura library. So let me remind you where that is. Okay, so again, you would get to that library area from Kaltura My Media. So when we click on that, we can see all of the videos that are under our name. So you can see mine is here, and this time when I did it, it did pop up a lot faster. So perhaps it'll be faster than anticipated. So for any of these, you can see that we can click on the video or we can go to an edit area. The edit area is what I'm going to show you first. There's also a delete if you want to get rid of it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on edit and just show you briefly that down here at the bottom, you can change the title, and there are lots of options here where you can choose to change some of those options. But what I want to show you is right here where it says Launch Editor. I'm going to click on that. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is collapse this panel so we have a little more room here. This is my video, and if I scroll down a little bit, you can actually see it down here at the bottom. There are some editing tools, basic editing tools that go along with this. Things like you can cut, you can rather split, you can set where you want the video to start and where you want it to end. So let's say we move the cursor over here. We can say I want my starting point, my in, to be there, and then you could come to the end and say, yep, I didn't say I was dead air after this, so let's say the end is right there. You can also choose to maybe come in the middle here. Maybe you want to split this, meaning I want it cut here, and maybe you split this, and maybe right here in between is where you want to trash that area. You can hit delete there. So you see how it's dead space in there. So if the phone rang or something, you want to get rid of that, you can do that. Nothing is saved and squished back together until you come up here and choose to save a copy. Saving a copy is a good idea so that you don't lose the original just in case. So you can do some basic editing pieces. You can also undo if you want, or rather this is undo, this is reset. So get rid of all the changes you made, and so on. This allows you to zoom in or out on your timeline. So very basic, but it does allow you to do a few things if you need to do that. Now, before I move on, I also want to show you that if we hit play, you can actually see the closed captioning here at the bottom, and you can see the CC button. So let me show you. We talk, we bring up whatever it is we're talking about. So let's say it's this article that I have my students read. Okay, you can see that. So that was actually pretty close to what I said. In fact, I don't think it made a mistake. But if I do want to make changes to that, I want to show you where you would go and change the closed captioning if the automatic closed captioning made a mistake. Now, before we do that, we have to decide if we want to save this or save a copy. It's always a good idea to save a copy so that any changes that you made, you can get back to the original if you want. But in order to change those captions, let's go ahead and choose to exit this area. Yes, I'm sure. And we're going to get right back into that training recording, and we're going to click the edit button again. And when we do that, we're going to see, this is what we chose the last time, the launch editor. And this time I want to point us to a different area. Here you can actually see what that transcript is going to look like by choosing show transcript. You can see exactly what I said there. And you would think that you could come right inside of there and make those changes. You can't actually make the changes from here. So what you have to do is you have to come down a little bit to where it says captions. You can see that that caption file is right there, and you have to choose edit captions. Now when we do that, it's going to bring us up to a closed captions editor where you can click right inside of here and you can make any changes that you want. So let's say instead of article, I said a different word. But what if I said these articles? I didn't, but let's say we want to make those changes. Okay, so once you make that change, it's showing you right where that is. I'm going to hit save, and you can make any of these changes that you want all the way down through your entire transcript. We're going to go ahead and hit save. Am I sure? Yes, I'm sure. All right, once I've made my changes, I'm going to click the back button. And it's going to take us back to this area where we were just at, where we were looking at the transcript, and we came down here to captions. Now, I want to point you to one more thing. If for some reason on your video you do not see the CC, and this is important, it means that it isn't automatically showing up, and you need to click a button in order to make that happen. This is intermittently not showing up, so I want to show you how to fix it. If we click on, again, where it says captions, and we come down here, there is a button down here that says, by default, it may be clicked like this, where it's do not show on the player. If you roll your mouse over it and it has the option to show on player, click that button to make sure it is, in fact, showing up there. So for some reason you are not seeing that CC on the player when we put it into our module, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. You want to go to Edit, go to Captions, and make sure that button is clicked to Show on Caption. So that's just something, a little bit of troubleshooting if you don't see that CC. So now that we are there, let's go back and let's go and see how to put this into a Canvas module. So now that we have it exactly the way we want, it's edited, the closed captions are correct. Now how do we add it to our course? If I go under modules, anywhere where you can add content to Kaltura or to Canvas, this will work. So let's say I'm going to go under my week 1 tasks here and I want them to watch this video. If I go to edit, I will come all the way to the bottom here just to give us some space. This little down arrow that looks like a blue V, it says more external tools. You want to embed a Kaltura media right there, second one. It's going to show you that library. Here is the training video we were just playing around with. If I click on this arrow, you can choose to embed it as a large, medium, or small. Depends on how you want them to view it. I'm going to choose small just as a thumbnail, but you can certainly choose whatever is right for you. Okay, there it is. And then if I choose save, you can see it's on this page right here at the bottom. And you can hit play. They can make this full screen if they want, and the closed captions will be there as well. If this was too small, you can absolutely make it a medium or a large, depends on what you're doing in your class. But that's how you embed. You can also do these in discussion boards. You can do them in anywhere where you're adding content to Kaltura, to Canvas. So if I created a new discussion board just to show you, this V is there again, embed Kaltura media, and so on. So anywhere where you get this box where you can add content to Canvas, you can add a Kaltura video that you created. So again, this was all under Kaltura. This is how you create videos, how you set up closed captioning, make editing, and so on. Remember, you need this Kaltura My Media. This is available like I said, you can add it under settings down here at the bottom under the navigation area. But one note about this Kaltura My Media, this is a button that is now visible to students. So you can either record your pieces and then hide it again, or you can actually turn this button on any course. If you have a development course or a course that isn't live, you can actually turn that button in and record anywhere, and then you can pull it into any course. So this doesn't have to be in your live course. It can be in any course, and it allows you to record those videos. And then again, that library is available in any course once they are completed. So I encourage you to give it a try. If you have any questions with this, give a holler and I'm happy to help.